Hey, you guys, the most targeted citizen here. I don't know if I'm back or if I'm not. I don't know where I'm at and what I'm doing. I've got videos backed up for weeks, but I haven't done anything with them. If you people don't understand how much of a police state you're living in, you will never understand it after this video. If you watch this video and you don't understand how much of a police state you're in, and how many people, petty people in America, as Jeff Gray says, the great American pastime, calling law enforcement. Americans call law enforcement more than any other country in the world. Why is that? I watched a video last night about a congresswoman. I think it was in maybe Chicago or Ohio. I can't remember where it was. It was a diversity hire, double G hard R. And this woman called law enforcement 48 times in 1 year. A councilwoman called law enforcement 48 times in 1 year. The great American pastime. I'm sorry, guys, I don't like cops in my business. They are never there to prevent crime. They are only there to generate revenue, hence the video I'm going to show you. This video's got two things I want to talk about. Police State USA and the willing participants of World War II. I've been watching lately, and you should too, the speeches from the man with the funny mustache from the early 1920s and 30s. I've been watching his speeches translated into English. And I will just tell you this. They lied to us. Did you hear me? They lied to us. But just consider that narrative is what they taught you. Welcome to America. In this video, you see fishermen. This guy's a YouTuber. And he's live streaming his YouTubing fishing. Him and his buddy went out fishing to make money off of YouTube to try to generate some income. Well, guess what happens when you go into YouTube, people? You know about my life, right? Guess what happens when you go on YouTube? Then you got a bunch of pig-loving cop suckers, or cop-sucking pig lovers, that will find anything. They will look to find anything wrong with what you're doing in your life so they can get the blue ribbon of courage from local law enforcement. So this old man is watching this fisherman catch fish. Oh my God, he hooked a fish in the ass. Oh my God, he's using the wrong hook. Oh my God, he probably doesn't have a license. And he's live streaming and all. This is the greatest crime of the century. So the guy gets on the phone and calls the game wardens, tells the game warden exactly where this man is. The game warden hides in the bushes. See, even my phone's pissed off about it. The game warden hides in the bushes to catch these gentlemen. And I'll let it take off from there.
I think your story is true there, okay? So obviously there's a different perspective from live cam and in this in the boat than from what I have on the shore. So that's that there. So basically the violations that we're dealing with, is that your hook there, or?
Yeah, probably.
Watch this.
Is that the one you were fishing with?
Yeah, okay. It's just like that, ain't it? I don't know, it could be that one, couldn't.
Understand right now what's happening. Now, before the video cut on, this cop, this wildlife cop, which are the most hated people in the world, because listen, you know what we could do about conservation in America? You know how we conserve our wildlife? We get rid of 50 million people. That way the American people that are born and bred here, who are supposed to be here, can enjoy what our taxpayer dollars pay for. That's how you conserve. Because you can go to a third world country or you come to America and then judge on just the litter alone. You see, I was a landscaper. I did landscape for years. I had my own landscape company. I could tell you the difference between night and day of what clientele of people went to that restaurant depending on the restaurant. By the garbage. I had Golden Corral. I installed the Golden Corral in Hickory, North Carolina. It was like was like a $7,000 job back then, which is a lot of money back then. The garbage is immense. But you go to a nice restaurant, and the garbage is slim to none. You go to an Arby's, which is a higher class fast food, and it was just some garbage, but not overwhelming garbage like Burger King, McDonald's, Hardee's. It's outrageous. But in this day and age, this cop has already, the man was accused of snagging a trout, okay? That was seen on the live stream. He was pulling his hook through the water, and he snagged the trout by the tail. Now listen, to me, that's cheating. But to cops, you'll go to jail for that. So, you're not allowed to snag a trout in the body, but you get it in the mouth. But regardless, the trout's going to go in your belly because you're going to eat it. So what does it matter where you hook it at? Now, I understand people get out there and abuse their privilege and they'll just snag them all day long. And I get it. It sucks. But to be policed like we're being policed, this cop took that thing out and he rubbed on that trout. That cop, this wildlife cop, rubbed on that trout more than I've rubbed on my old lady the past 30 days. I ain't kidding you. He was fingering it, taking pictures of the little gouge, and I mean, he was all diddling with this trout, trying to determine if he snagged that fish. Now you're going to watch the same game warden. He's getting ready to examine a hook. He's going to examine a hook. Why? Because we got demon rats running counties and cities and states. And they don't want us to fish. They don't want us to hunt. So they make every law possible to stop us from doing anything we can to feed our families.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh my God, it's a hook.
What's that?
That hook was considered a barbed hook, and you're not allowed to fish with a barbed hook. For one thing, who's keeping up with all these regulations? How in the hell can you go out on the water right now and not break a law? As Alan Dershowitz says, and I've repeated it 1,000 times, the average American commits 4 felonies a day. This wildlife cop just found a hook with a tiny microscopic barb. Now listen to the list of tickets he's getting ready to write.
So the violations that we're looking at today, failed to record salmon, fishing with barbed hooks, and then some handling violations. So fish coming out of the water that aren't supposed to be removed from the water, okay?
Not reporting. Every time you catch a fish now in this state, I think it's maybe Washington, I'm not sure. Every time you catch a fish in this state, as soon as you catch it, you're supposed to report that you caught that fish. Did you hear me? Every time you catch a fish, you're supposed to report it right then and there. So stop what you're doing, get on your cell phone and dial, tell them exactly where you were, tell them what boat you are, tell them your fishing license number, and tell them what kind of fish you got. In America. And then the fish hook. Oh, there's a barb. Oh my God, there's a barb. Well, you know, when I was younger, when I was a kid and we went fishing, you wanted a barb. Why did you want a barb? You wanted a barb so the fish couldn't get off the dang hook. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Pardon my redneck wisdom here. It's being a pain in the ass, as my life is always a pain in the ass. As always. I hate my life. Anyway. And then mishandling the fish. Oh, so the fish that you caught, you were over the limit on. So you're not allowed to pull it out of the water, because I know what the guy was doing. He was trying to find a better fish. So what he was going to do is, if he caught a bigger fish, he was going to take one out of his bucket, put it in the water, and then take the big one out of the water, unhook it, put it in his bucket. But that's illegal too. So because he took the fish out of the water and threw it back, that's illegal handling of a fish.
And then attempting to exceed. So
because he didn't take it out and didn't put it back in the water, he was attempting to go over his limit. You getting the point yet? So we got 4 tickets right now so far. Can you imagine how much money it's going to cost these guys? Oh, we got to protect our wildlife. We got to protect our rivers. And guess what happens 99% of the time when game wardens catch you doing something like this? They will throw all the fish back to be eaten by other fish. Just like if you accidentally shoot 2 deer at one time and you're not supposed to kill one of them, they'll take that deer. A lot of game wardens, and I watched it on TV, I watched it. They'll let that deer carcass rot instead of taking it to homeless people. Instead of letting it feed people, they let it rot.
some of those violations could be criminal, like the failing to submit gear for inspection, but you did show me your hook. We're just going to call that a wash, and we're not going to go that route.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Piggy.
Additionally, with the attempting to exceed, that potentially could be criminal as well. But
if you catch too many fish, you could go to prison, sir. How dare you and your family get full by eating fish tonight?
instead of citing you criminally, we'll just issue you some infractions, okay?
So instead of putting you in jail, I think the state's just going to take your money.
So it's like a parking ticket. It's not something you have to go to court for.
A very expensive parking ticket.
You get it in the mail, and then you have a couple options to respond.
You see how nice this cop is being? Now, let me translate what this cop is saying. I don't have a good German accent, and I don't think I would use it anymore knowing what I know now. But think about the most tyrannical accent you can hear. Because you dare live in America. Because you dare to come out on a boat and try to enjoy yourself. And how dare you be in America, police state America, and try to feed your family? How dare you feed your family?
And then you respond, and it's all taken care of. So it'll save you a trip back here to Forks to be in front of it.
So I'm going to take your money. I'm going to take your money. It's so convenient for me to take your money. All you got to do is go home, whip out a credit card, and pick up the telephone. Give me your cash, peasant. Give me your cash, peasant. How dare you think you're going to enjoy a beautiful lake on a beautiful day with the fish and animals that God gave you control of? How dare you, peasant?
Gosh, okay. I love Forks. Yeah, we'll probably be coming back when it's not as nice as it is today. So, mailing addresses listed on your fishing license. Same one. Same for you, sir. Okay, then you'll just get the infraction mailed to you at those addresses on your fishing license. Okay. Any other questions at all at this point?
What's the infraction that you're citing you with?
So the infraction you'll be cited with is fish handling violation. So there were fish that came out of the water that were supposed to remain in the water. There were several that were totally remain that you didn't retain. Okay. So that's all that I am going to cite you with. For this individual, it's going to be a couple other things as well. Okay. So failed to record, barbed hooks, that kind of stuff as well. Attempt to exceed. So does that answer your question? Okay.
How happy are you? You put up with this. You know who I blame? I blame my mother and father. I blame boomers. Because they're the most selfish people on this planet. You see, my grandfather, both of them, one got a Purple Heart and the other one got put in a military prison because he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to murder anybody. He didn't want to go to war for bankers because that's what we went to war for, was bankers. So the richest among the rich can fund both sides of the war so they can just kill people. This is what we get. We get Democrats, because it's mainly Democrats doing this, and a lot of Republicans. And they just want to make law after law because they need a raise. Law after law because they need a new truck for the county. Law after law, they need a new city hall. Law after law. It is outrageous what the American people have been put under the chains on our back, and they tell us we're free. What is a sign more than this that says you are not free than being out on a boat that you had to pay a license for, you had to get a tag for, that you had to pay taxes on, in a truck that you had to get a license for, that you had to get a tag for and you paid taxes on, and you had to put insurance on, to get on the water that you had to get a license to get on the water for, to put bait on a hook, you had to get a license and permission to put a hook in the fucking water. But you're free. Can you feel the freedom? Can you feel it?